Hey there, good morning. I'm Michelle, and welcome to TreeCat. If you're here, we just talk about e-commerce stuff and all kinds of stuff relating to e-commerce, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, live selling, everything. And sometimes we talk about TreeCat because TreeCat's pretty awesome. But first, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that have been going on with me in my e-commerce journey. Um, Basically, I've been embarking on a 21-day countdown slash journey to Q4. So I've been cross-listing like a maniac. I've been listing like a maniac. I've been taking photos like a maniac. And now, the second week, I've been shipping like a maniac. Yes, my sales did pick up. So that's great. But I had to kind of put a pin in things because I wasn't able to get my shipping out in a timely fashion. And when I went to eBay and I saw my my seller level, it was like, if we were to rate you today, you would be above standard. And I'm used to being top rated or top rated plus. I have never been below top rated. That kind of spooked me a little bit. And I was like, this is great that I was able to jumpstart my sales, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break from all the crazy, listing, cross listing, because I have to be able to fulfill. For the weekend, this weekend, I'm going to take a little bit of a chill pill and just going to get a bunch of shipping out and get ready for Monday. Monday is my biggest shipping day of the week, probably for you too, right? Do you guys make most of your sales on the weekends? I do. So I may actually have to put a pin in this 21-day journey and cut it short to a 14-day journey. It's just good to know that, when you put in the effort and you start getting more activity in your stores, it really does make a big difference. But we've got a lot of exciting things coming up in the next couple of weeks with TreeCat, and I'm going to be pulled in that direction. So my listing mania, my cross-listing mania, my photography mania is going to have to go on hold for a little bit. But that's okay, because a lot of us work in sprints, right? We ramp it up and then we take a little rest. We ramp it up and we take a little rest. It's called working in sprints, and I highly recommend it as a way to do, your work. It's a great way to do it, because if you're always constantly, grinding and then, getting a ton of sales all the time, it's going to bring you out. And if you have other things in your life, maybe you have a second job that you do, maybe, e-commerce is your second job, and then you have a main job, you really have to, think about it and how you're doing things. So that's what I'm doing. My 21-day journey is now a 14-day journey, and it's come to a pin. Put a little pin on it, and that's okay, right? That's okay. It's very, very heartening to know that really, really all the activity made a big difference. And especially on Mercari and Poshmark, it made a huge difference on Mercari and Poshmark. Holy cow. Yeah, I was really excited about that. There's just like a lot that Mercari specifically is doing to really, get things going. They got a bunch of coupons. They're running a ton of coupons. And I was trying to, while they were running this big coupon, I was trying to take advantage of that, which leads me to I guess before I get into the sort of frictionless, what marketplaces are doing to have this new frictionless, make it more, the buying experience, frictionless. That's a big thing that's happening right now. Before I start talking about that, and some of the other topics that I wanted to talk about today, I also wanted to talk about, I went to an eBay seller circle yesterday, and it was really cool. I highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to meet up with other resellers, to do it. It was really, really interesting because I went to the seller circle, and there was a lot of people who have been on eBay for a long time, since 1997, since 1998. I thought I was an old timer. I've been on eBay since 2002. But no, there's people that have been on longer than me, and it's really, really inspiring that they're still around. They're still able to have successful businesses. And, people like that are kind of the cream that rises to the top, right? If you are still successful on eBay after 30 years, you are a smart person. So it was really cool to be around all these smart people. And it really made me think, because there was some old timers there, old timers in terms of how long they've been on eBay. And there were some brand new people, and gosh, just so inspiring, right? Really makes me think about what I'm doing and the category that I'm selling in, and maybe some decisions that need to be made about maybe trying some new things, because I think that the people that have been around on eBay and in e-commerce for that amount of time, they're doing something right. They are probably, better at strategy than I am, better at seeing the big picture and understanding the macro lens of what's happening in e-commerce. And it's just really inspiring because they are able to pivot. They've been able to pivot, evolve, change, and grow, and keep selling. And that's what I want to do. So I look up to these people, and there was a people that were selling in the automotive space. There were people that were selling in the electronic space. And people that are just able, they're not as concerned about their margins as I am. I'm just the one person sitting there complaining about being squeezed, my margins being squeezed and just feeling that squeeze, especially this year. And I think, it's just where we're at. We are in the era of seller commodification, and there's nothing that we can really do about it except for find ways to solve problems, pain points that we might have as sellers. And that's what I really admired about these people who are, these big sellers who have been on eBay for a long time. They've been able to, understand their pain points and then find ways around those pain points. So whether it's they get into a category that's not super saturated, I happen to be in a very saturated category, and my margins but the prices are dropping this year, especially this year. I don't know what's going on. There's just a glut in the market in the category that I sell in. And so it's really tough, right? It's really tough. But these people are in different categories. They're selling in categories that aren't as crowded, not as saturated. And so for them, they're not as concerned about their margins. Yes, they did seem to have pain points with regards to the algorithm changes that are happening on the marketplaces, but not as much with regards to margins. And that's just like, okay, you know what? There's still ways to sell online. So maybe I need to think about getting into another category that's not as saturated. So, you can dwell on your pain points, but like if you're not doing anything about it and you're just complaining about it, that's not great. And that's not what these big sellers do. They don't dwell on their pain points. They figure ways around it. They solve problems. And so I'm inspired, and I'm also inspired by some of these new people. My gosh, like some of these new people are innovating, and it's just really cool. There was a high school kid there who was selling, and I know nothing about the gaming sphere, but he was selling digital products relating to games, and he was just killing it, and it was really, really inspiring. So anyways, so if you get a chance to like hang out at one of these eBay seller circles, there's some really smart people there, and it's definitely worth your time because you learn a lot. You learn a lot, and you just get a different perspective, and you start to really reflect on what you're doing and how you could do better as a seller, right? So I came away with that with some fresh ideas on maybe getting into a different category. I've already opened up a second eBay store, and I've been debating as to what I want to sell on that second eBay store. And now I'm thinking in terms of I need to do some research. So I'm just spitballing, and I'm going to do my research. But yeah, there are still categories where people are killing it, and they're not about their origins. The other thing that just blew my mind was some of these old time, quote unquote, old timers sellers didn't even do promotions. They didn't even have to promote. It's just like crazy. Like that must be nice to be in a category where you don't even have to do promoted listings. You don't have to make offers. Like, wow. I don't know. That's pretty cool. So yeah, some food for thought for me. And just if you get a chance to go to one of these seller, I guess they're all done now. I think yesterday was like the last day that they were doing them, but I'm sure that there are other seller meetups. So yeah, so check out any seller meetups that might be in your neck of the woods because it's worth your time. All right, so let's see. Talked about the 21-day challenge / now 14-day challenge. Talked about my experience at the eBay Seller Circle. And now I wanted to get into kind of my topic du jour. And I've been thinking about, sort of what's happening. I try to look at e-commerce from a macro lens, right? I think that's important to zoom out sometimes and see like what's going on, right? And I have noticed that a couple of things that are getting my attention are this sort of idea of offering a frictionless buyer experience, how all of the marketplaces are really putting a lot of money, time, effort, development, energy into frictionless buying experience. Because I think that's happening because it's like trying to get people to buy is like pulling teeth. right? People are holding onto their pocketbooks right now because of, inflation, whatever, tariffs, whatever. There's just a lot. People are, not buying as much maybe, or it's harder to get them to buy. So there's a lot going on with this concept of frictionless buyer experience. And I've noticed even like eBay. Okay, let's talk about what eBay, I think eBay maybe has some work to do on their frictionless buying experience, but they're trying, right? They've got this new AI assistant. So, and I don't know if you can show this, Mr. TreeCat, but yeah, they've got this new thing where you can, and I haven't set it up yet, but I'm going to set it up actually. It is an it's like a AI assistant that helps you get back to people, customer service in terms of like if they have questions, you can. And apparently somebody at the this is how you get started. You can just go to eBay and type in AI assistant, and it's just a way to kind of help automate your customer service messages. And so I'm going to give it a try. The guy that I talked to last night had said that he had tried it, but it wasn't really super helpful for him because he has a whole other, like he has to schedule time because he does local pickup stuff. And so that for him didn't really answer his questions. It would answer my questions, and it would answer a lot of, I think, eBay seller need for help with automating their customer service responses. So that helps, right? If buyers can get information quickly via an automated response, they're probably more likely to buy quickly, and it adds to their experience of buying quickly and the sell-through rate and things like that. So that's one of the things they're doing. And then offers, they're now doing offers to buyers in messaging. So in the messaging app, people can, like, so I actually have, I do best offers, right? So I send, if someone likes my item, I will send them a best offer, but I don't have offers turned on. So I can't, so like I push offers, but I don't get offers pulled to me because that was just taking up too much of my time. So I actually turned off offers on eBay, but this is like a little way around that. So I'm getting offers now. So eBay found a way so that buyers could make me offers. So yeah, I guess that's another way to have a frictionless buying experience. But in terms of, let's talk about what Mercari is doing now. Mercari is actually absolutely killing it with this frictionless buying experience. And let me tell you why. This is why I'm totally in love with Mercari. They are offering tons of coupons to their buyers. I mean, they're really pushing coupons to their buyers. And they're actually pushing to me old listings and saying, hey, these listings are ready to be refreshed. So I went in there today and I was like, let me look at this. And I looked at all of my listings. It actually let me go through all my listings and make this new type of offer where you can lower prices immediately, like from your phone, or you can do, there's the flash day deal. Yeah, there's the coupon that they were doing for September 9th through 11th. And then they extended it. They were like, oh, we had a glitch in our system and we're going to give you 2 more days. And I was like, wow, they are really, going hard on getting buyers to buy. But yeah, I went and I did a bunch of, they're doing this thing called, gosh, what's it called? Where they let you like temporarily drop the price. It's time limited. And so I guess I didn't do a screenshot of that, but it's like a time limited thing. So it used to be with Mercari that if you lowered the price, you lowered the price. And then that's what the price was going to be. But then now they have these new time limited, like 48 hour or 72 hour sales that you can run. And I went through my whole entire, so it's another option, right? It's an awesome option. I went through my whole entire almost my whole entire inventory and put it on a time limited sale. So I'm really excited in conjunction with this coupon to see what's going to happen. I think Mercari is doing such a great job in getting buyers to buy. So kudos to Mercari. Poshmark, let's talk about what Poshmark's doing. Now, I think Poshmark made a huge announcement yesterday that maybe they made the announcement prior to yesterday, but yesterday, effective yesterday, that was September 12th, they're switching to Ground Advantage. So they used to be that you had flat rate shipping and it was priority. So it was like 8 something. It was pricey at $8 and change, and you could use their boxes. You could use their boxes, but I never did. I just used my own packaging. But now they're switching to flat rate ground advantage, and it's $6.49 for up to 5 pounds, which is great. That is a huge barrier that you're taking away from buyers, right? You're saving them a ton of money on shipping. So I am very excited about that. I definitely think that is making buying on Poshmark frictionless, or helping to make it frictionless. And you can, I know a lot of people were complaining because they were so used to using the USPS priority mailers or whatever that you could get for free at USPS. But now Poshmark is saying, hey, and let me see if I can make this bigger. Poshmark is saying, hey, you can actually go to this email USPS Poshmark at victorypackaging.com. I don't know if you can see this. It's probably too small to see, but they are allowing you to order free boxes, USPS. There's like free mailers, free boxes through USPS to ship your new Poshmark things. But I just personally just buy polymailer. So for me, it was like, oh, that's fine. I don't know. I'm not as, I guess, interested in this. Maybe I will try it out and see if I like their boxes, but we'll try it out. I will try it out. So anyway, so that's something Poshmark's doing. Yeah, and this was their announcement about it. You can check out their blog. So good for them for, doing things to make the buyer experience frictionless, because it is getting tough out there for those buyer dollars. Buyers are holding onto their pocketbooks, and anything these marketplaces can do to get people to buy, I'm all for it. All right, so now to the topic du jour. And that is live selling. So we talked about, about frictionless selling. And I think the other huge area of discussion is around live selling. There's a ton. So static selling, I think, is still, extremely important. But I think that we're starting to see the rise of more live selling apps like Whatnot, for example, TikTok Shop. I am getting emails from TikTok Shop every single day to become a TikTok Shop seller. It has to be new with tags items, but boy, am I tempted to get on there. I just started with Whatnot, and I do see a lot of potential for sales velocity, but you do have to build up a following. But the reason I got in with Whatnot is because the barrier to entry was smaller. As long as you have a proven record of selling online, they'll let you in. You don't have to have like a huge social media presence. Like with eBay Live, I went to check out to see if I could sell as an eBay Live seller, and they were like, no, honey, you're nobody. They want people who are, top in their, like Linda's stuff, and people who are just the top of the top and who have a huge social media following, which I have neither. So that's not happening for me anytime soon. Apparently I'm eligible for TikTok Shop, so I may be looking into that. I started selling on Whatnot. There's definitely potential there, but you do have to grow it. And Facebook has live shopping. YouTube has live shopping. Poshmark has live Posh shows, and I'm unfortunately on a wait list for that. And then there's a platform called District where you can set up your own live selling platform. So it's more of like a e-commerce, like a commerce building platform. So it's not for everybody, but anyways, it's really interesting to see this sort of new thing, this new trend of live selling really starting to take hold of people. I mean, I'm excited about it because of the possibilities. And I think that we will be making some big announcements, big announcements in the next week or two about a fourth platform that we will be onboarding with or integrating with. So stay tuned for that. But I'm very excited about it. And I'm sure you can guess which one it is, right? It's the one that I've been testing out. And we will have an integration with their marketplace, and we will have a sales detection. And then on the sort of V2, we will also have the AI cross-listing part of it. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be exciting. And I honestly cannot wait to get a fourth platform integration. We're making a lot of I would say inroads in our integrations. And so we expect to have a lot of platform integrations by the end of the year. So stay tuned for all the exciting, cool stuff that we'll be announcing. Big drops, big drops coming up. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And I hope that, you guys have a great sales weekend and, you're doing well and you're ramping up for Q4 or taking a break, whatever works for you. So with that being said, guys, have a good one and mahalo.